This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and today I'm going to share with you a quote, surprise, surprise, that I remember reading a little while ago that kind of made everything click for me in many ways. Funnily enough, it was a sales script, sales copy, if you want to call it that, for a marketer online. And but one of the key things in there he said was in my experience is completely true. And what he said was that people don't have business problems or problems in business. People have personal problems that flow into business. Now, this doesn't mean that maybe if you're fighting with your partner at home, you come to the gym or come to your business or whichever and fight with people there. That means that in areas where we have strengths in our life, we then can go to business or work, our career, and really use those strengths. But where we have weaknesses in our life, when we go to work, we have weaknesses there as well. And so this is often like, I actually speak to a lot of executives and people in that sort of realm, and they're like, it's quite interesting because the things they do really fucking well, hey, they do it well in their relationship, but the things that they do really poorly, they do it poorly at work and they do poorly in their relationships. It's really quite, like, it's so obvious when it's pointed out, but it's so challenging to see because usually this is the darker parts of our personality that we try to avoid. But this is where I might speak to somebody and they're like, well, you're not a business coach. And it's like, well, I mean, we can go down that path. I can give advise or consult, so to speak, but it's not about consulting a lot of the time. It's not about just giving you some advice. A lot of the time it's going, you're not stepping up in business because you're still discounting yourself as a human being in the face of somebody else that is perceived to be someone who you think deserves it more. Now, this is not just a business thing. I can't just give you business advice on that. That is a childhood pattern that was learnt because you were the third child and the first child always got the first choice. And so anyone that's older that sort of represents themselves as that kind of figure to you, you keep on bowing down to them in business, right? And because of that, you've always looked up to that person, which means you hand your power over all the time, which is why you came and saw me in the first place. Like, it's really fucking interesting why we start seeing that sort of shit, but we don't have business problems and problems in business. We have personal problems that flow into that area. And when we can understand this, we can start to realize that personal development isn't personal. It means that we're able to reflect on self and develop self for the benefit of everyone. And this is why when we own our own shit and we go and develop it, we really start to move through it. It actually benefits everyone because we're showing other people how to do it for themselves as well. But it means that we're getting rid of our shit so we can start to move towards our potential, which is where we're going to make the most impact anyway. And this is why, like, I have athletes speak to me, I have business people around the world speak to me, I have general population. I mean, when I say that, as in people that have normal careers that you would meet at a barbecue. Like, it really is any person that goes, I'm so sick of getting like stuck in a rut. I'm so sick of sabotaging myself. I'm so sick of whatever it may be that's stopping me from really living the life that I want. And sometimes it can sound corny. I fucking get it. But the reality is that there's nothing truer than living the life that calls you the most. You're not serving anyone. You're not serving your fucking parents' insecurities by playing it safe and just fucking doing what you think they want you to do. You're not serving them, right? You're feeding their fucking insecurities. Maybe you're scared of their response. Maybe it's about love. Maybe you're not willing to go and go through the hard yards of uni, and you've told yourself it's because of this reason, whatever reason you made up in your head, such as I can't afford it, when in reality you would fucking do anything to go study it, but you just couldn't deal with your parents trying to like tell you that they had a shitty life and they got you the family business so that you could have a good life, but you fucking hate that job, but you keep working there, and guess what your kids are gonna fucking do? So you have an opportunity to break the cycle. You have an opportunity in your life when you recognize these things, and we all have variations of them. We all have variations of them, and I speak to people all different ages, And it's just like, it's almost the same story. It's just a different person. It's different faces. It's literally Joseph Campbell, the hero of 1,000 faces. Because every single one of us is working through our own hero's journey. And when we can understand that, we can start to look for what we're actually trying to move towards and what we're trying to move away from. What is it we seek the most? And that's where that beautiful question comes, right? And I love asking it. Which parent did you seek love from the most? Did you crave love from the most? And that can fucking give us so much insight into why we do what we do. You'd be like, it's, people often just blow it off as some sort of, airy fairy, or they don't want to look into it because it's so painful. Like, people do that. I'm sure this might even be the last podcast that somebody listens to because of that. But the reality is that the further we can go down the path that is the darkest to us, right? I'm not recommending you go down dark paths, okay? Figuratively, like it's more so, literally rather, it's more so the idea, this thing that, like, where we get the most resistance from self. It's like, that's the ego structures trying to hold you back from moving towards what it is that you truly fucking could be. Because if we move to this level of essence where we don't lean in and we don't need our ego structures anymore, they have nowhere to live. So they fucking want you to place more. They want you to be scared of your parents, right? They want you, well, it's not scared of your parents or parental figures or bosses or coaches, because that's what it is. It's caretakers. It's like, if you still have caretakers and you're still trying to get their love, you still aren't a fucking adult yet. Because an adult doesn't need someone else to take care of them. Now, credit, there are times where you get sick. Maybe it's other things such as pregnancy where there are caretakers, and that's fair. The village comes together. I get that. What I'm getting at here is, in the healthy individual adult, as they move through life, if you're still relying on your caretakers to show you love, it's like they didn't fucking teach you how to love yourself enough to know that you can protect yourself. There's still fucking time. And because this is what's in our power, and when we can move into this, that's when we can really start moving towards our potential. And I know someone's listening to this right now that's just fucking opened up doors for them. Hey, they're just like, holy shit, this is what I'm still doing. Because that's the work for you. Because the client, the customer, the listener, the individual, you have to do your work. No one can cipher through your shit but you. And we all have it. We have it because our parents had it. Our teachers had it. They all had ego structures that were in their way, and that caused them to respond in particular ways. I have it. The next person has it. But it's about continually moving through that and supporting other people by supporting yourself first. Because if you can't support yourself, if you can't be with yourself, be here now with yourself, all of you, the not light and the dark. If you can't be with yourself, how the fuck are you meant to be with anyone else? If you can't be compatible with you, how are you meant to be compatible with someone else? There isn't anyone else out there that's going to give you love. It's all a lie. And the reason why I say that is because you won't accept it, because at some point they'll just keep giving it, and they act in a particular way based on their map of reality and how they cipher and how they see the world, and all of a sudden then your meaning structures come up and be like, fuck me, this person doesn't love me. Meanwhile, that person's working through their own shit. When two people learn to love themselves, come together, then that's how that's love, because they're choosing each other. Right? So choose yourself first. And when you can choose yourself first, you can actually help the other person step up and learn how to choose themselves first as well. You see that there's so many things here that it goes past business. It goes past sport. It's like working on yourself allows you to perform in the areas of life that you really want to. And so if you're interested and you want to have a chat, always feel free to reach out to me. I'm always open for a conversation. I can jump on Zoom. More than happy to say hello. But if you found this podcast beneficial, then look, it would always mean the world to me if you would pass it on to someone that you think would also find this stuff beneficial. It would help me live my purpose. And I'll be, eternally grateful for that. I already am. But yeah, either way, I'm out. Guys, if you haven't already, jump on Facebook, search Mood Prep Online, and that's me. That's me done. Until tomorrow, you know the deal. Peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick and slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.
To be everything at once, be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unlearned.